Hello, today I want to talk about one of my absolute favorite sources of learning and starting with computer science, which is the CS50x Introduction to Computer Science, which is a real course from Harvard which you can do online for free. It's totally for free. You have to pay $0 except you want to get a certification at the end, which I don't assume is worse, at least for all the European folks. But the value in this course is huge, and I will explain you why. We have in here the plan for the 2023 course. So the course is evaluated every year, so it changes every year. There are some problem sets going out, some new coming in, and so on. But there's always this weeks because it's taught live in Harvard and then filmed while it's taught. And in here we have David Mellon, who is the teacher of this course and is a professor at Harvard, so not just a student and so on. And he will go through lots and lots of important topics you should know before you're going into doing and building React applications and Spring Boot or whatever. So let's go through the schedule they have in here, which is the first week with Scratch. That's actually a language designed for children, and in here they're just showing you how to how control flows work and conditions and so on, with some easy puzzle-like programming style. And I actually found that to be the hardest when I did this course. I already did a boot camp. I had visited some courses at my university, and I already had a job as a software developer. And for close to a year at that point. So I found that the hardest, and the rest for me was kind of easy. But these problem sets in here, these lectures, they aren't that easy at all. And you also have, if you go in here, let's see, we have the problem sets in here. You have one of these, right? You have a problem set everyone has to do. That's readability here in week 2 for arrays, and you also have to do one of these. This is bulbs, Caesar, substitution, and Wordle. And in here, it's just one that's a little bit easier. And if you feel really comfortable, as is mentioned here, you can do the harder ones. I did nearly all the hard ones, but I just did it in my vacation in about 2 weeks, so I hadn't that much time. And in the end, 1 or 2 I just took the easy ones because I was running out of time. But prepare, that would probably, if you're not familiar with coding right now, would take you much longer than 2 weeks to watch all the videos, to do all the problem sets, and to do your final project. Because at the end you will do one final project which will be evaluated to pass all the course here. The next step is using C, and C is very important in my opinion. Doesn't have to be C, can also be Java, but some strongly typed language. C, in my opinion, is even better because it talks more about memory, and you all have to build your own data structures and so on. You just get nothing with C, right? So in here you're learning in the next weeks, there are the fundamentals of arrays, algorithms, memory management, and data structures. And this is done in C, and there's some really cool problem sets in there where you have to manipulate images and make a image grayscale and so on. So really cool problem sets in here. And if you ever get stuck with one problem set, you have a huge community in Discord where there is a channel for every single problem set in there where you find people and can discuss about your problems and maybe help others or seek help from others. So, or if you need an idea for your final project and so on, you can go in here and watch the Discord. Then the next step is learning Python. After some low-level language, they're going to a high-level language. With Python is probably as high level as you get, and you can do a little bit everything a bit faster in there. And that's the point, because now you have a little bit of the basic understanding you want to get productive. And as you can see in here, the next is SQL, with working with a database. And after you know Python and SQL, it's going to the web stack with HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. And then week 9, Flask. If you don't know, Flask is a Python web framework, a lightweight Python web framework. And so in here, with the Python, SQL, HTML, JavaScript, and CSS, and Flask, you will build in week 9 a little web application with all these tools. And after that, in here, this it's 23, they have an emoji. I don't know, maybe they're talking about how emojis are generated and how they are, how should I say it, validated, so they're going live. And there's a process behind. Everyone can create an emoji if it passes the validation. And last point is cybersecurity, probably also very interesting. And after all that weeks, you have to build a final project which doesn't have to be a web app. This can be a web app, but it can also be a game, can also be some AI tool, or whatever is up your mind. You can build everything. And I actually all still using my project, final project from back in the day, where I built some learning app for me, where I can learn and evaluate cards and say, okay, this question was super hard, and so on. And then I will get it the next day again, and I'm still using this for learning. And yeah, this part I don't actually use at all, where I can create and publish quizzes. And yeah, so go back to CS50. And with all of that, we have a really round fundamentals where you can go on and do your own stuff with React and Spring Boot or whatever you want to use, Node, Express. Or you can also use and look for the other courses, because this is Harvard CS50, Introduction to Computer Science, but they have also more. So Google, we all at Google, Harvard, let's type in here. Oh, it's always typing it. Harvard CS50 AI. So they have artificial intelligence, they have web development, and so on. They have many more, and then advanced courses you can go and look into. And here's Python with Django, which is a more powerful web framework for Python. And I'm pretty sure in the new version they're also using React here somewhere in the JavaScript part. But I haven't done it, so I can't really tell. But from this point on, you can go on and do the next steps in here for the direction you want to go. If you want to go with AI, it's cool. If you want to go with gaming, you can do that. And they have really good material, really good problem sets. And you don't need to be stressed. This course is repeated every year. It's filmed live, as you saw in here. So this is David in Harvard teaching to the students at Harvard. And then while he's teaching, it's filmed. And they also have online meetings where you can remotely ask him any question and can join some of his lectures live. And he will answer your questions and read them, and you can speak to him. And also, I can find it in here. There are also more videos about explaining some details for, in this case, how to access arrays and so on. So if you want to go into computer science, if you're a high school student, I would recommend to try it out. If you don't like it, then you can just leave it. As I said, it's free, but for me you should at least try it out, because it's really, really good. It will teach you a lot, even if you are already into React and so on, but you find you're lacking the fundamentals. So with that, I wish you a good day, and I hope you're making good progress.